Okay, let's check it out. Let's check it out. Surely this is gonna work. Hey guys, welcome to the live. I hope you guys can see me. And if you can't, then too freaking bad, mate. Too freaking bad. It's just gonna have to happen. Doesn't look like that my stream is streaming to Twitch or Facebook for some reason. But you know what? That's fine. I don't even need to worry about shit like that because I can just share it. And anybody who wants to come will come and watch me on wherever I am. Actually, I'm gonna try this. Start all. Let's see if that works. I don't think it's gonna work, guys. I don't think it's gonna work. It's like, you know when you press something and it doesn't look like the computer's registering it? So you kind of feel like you gotta click it again a few times. Maybe if the computer registers it the next 2 times that you click it or some shit like that. But I don't think that's the case. But it's giving that energy whenever I click it. Like every time I click it, it just seems like I'm not actually clicking it, which is probably true. Or if it's not because I'm not actually clicking it, it's probably because of the fact that... So I don't know what the heck's going on here. Oh, you're joking. I did it wrong, guys. My bad. Let me just try this. I'm going to do it on Facebook, and then I'm going to start this video, because I can't be bothered dealing with Twitch right now. And, this will work. I know this will work. Okay, now I can press start. And now I should be able to see biyeetch come up on Facebook. Ooh. Yes, okay. We're back on this motherfucking live. Okay. So I managed to get it on Facebook, guys. Sorry to anybody who's watching on Twitch, but I don't really care about Twitch that much. Because Twitch deletes my videos after like however long. And that's just not cute, you know? So welcome, guys. Welcome to the video. Sorry for the delay. I freaking had to sort some technical difficulties out. But I finally figured it out. I can actually multi-stream on Facebook and YouTube now, which is a big help for me because self-advertisement and whatever the heck else you want to call it. But what's it called? Because if you know, I mean, a lot of people don't actually know this. So, hi guys. First of all, I'm a YouTuber. I make videos on YouTube, right? But a lot of my YouTube videos don't get that much traffic at the moment. So, you know, why not do that? A little bit of extra advertisement, a little bit of extra promotion for myself and multi-stream and give myself more of a platform for me to be able to express myself and for me to be able to put the wisdom that I actually have on multiple different areas. Because I know, you know, some people, especially now in modern times, a lot of people use the internet, right? But not everybody uses the same kind of platform. So some people may use Facebook, some people may use whatever the heck. But the point is, you know, I want to be available to everyone. No, that sounds like a hoe. Like, bitch, you want to be available to everyone. I mean, take it if it resonates. Not jokes. Point is that I want to be available to a wide range of people, you know, and I know that a lot of people don't go on YouTube. But in saying that, this is also due to the fact that online is fully saturated these days with fake AI profiles. And a lot of people in modern times, they don't actually aren't even able to pick up on this. Or you may just pick up on certain insincere qualities about a lot of videos that you see online. This is why a lot of people, like, without actually having the knowledge on why, a lot of people would be like, oh, everything online is fake these days and blah blah blah, but they won't know how deep it actually goes. A lot of the stuff that you guys see that's actually fake online is actually AI shit, and it's actually government plant shit, especially like big channels, or even if you see like any channels that's like talking about similar topics as me, but like it's almost like more vague, like they don't fully know what they're talking about, or they're talking about something similar to me, but like it seems, how do I explain it? It has that insincere or disingenuous quality behind it. 9 times out of 10, I can almost guarantee that those are probably AI fake videos or AI fake profiles that are put up as government plants, because what they do is they shadow ban real genuine people that actually spit real knowledge like me. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn. I just know what it is. You know, I know what the goal is at the end of the day, because I've been around the esoteric block. Like, I've been around the mental block enough, aka I've experienced enough experiences in the world to know that this is true and this is fact. Otherwise, I wouldn't be saying it with such conviction, because I don't like to talk out of my ass. So when it comes to these qualities, like a lot of people in government, in order to keep the masses, because nowadays they can't control you guys using news, fear tactics. So a lot of the old ways of manipulating the narratives has become outdated, to the point where now they're having to look at new avenues and new ways to kind of draw your attention away from what they want you to draw your attention away from, which nowadays, you know, it's people becoming more aware and being more awakened to the actual truth of certain scenarios, and it's starting to evolve and expand as spirits in general. So when it comes to how things are going right now, everyone's on the internet, everyone's on social media. So what makes you guys think that social media doesn't have government plants in it, right? At the end of the day, it's only common sense to think that this has government plants on it, you know? So you need to be aware of what you're consuming and what stuff you're actually watching online. Just treat online like how you would treat in real life, basically. Not in every aspect, just in this aspect that I'm about to talk about it right now. So when it comes to real life, you know, you already know that you won't just trust anything that anyone says, you know, and a lot of people will already apply this to online. But when it comes to certain like things nowadays, like how the government has AI, and they're able to kind of emulate certain things that people like me might say, other content creators like me might say online, and they're able to emulate it so it makes it seem and appear more genuine, so it can cast the illusion for some people to believe, oh, this is real shit. But actually, at the end of the day, it's just a watered down version, and you're not actually learning anything or growing from it in a way that's actually benefiting you. Or you may, like, don't get me wrong, you may learn or grow from it in a way that's beneficial, but overall, like, it's a detriment. It's not actually a benefit to you in the overall scheme of things. So it's important to know this, you know, before we actually get into the video. This is one of the reasons on why I'm even making this video on Facebook right now, because I know this shit is filled with AI. This shit is filled with fake ass shit. And, you know, whether or not you want to believe me, that's your prerogative. Like, I'm not here to convince anyone of anything, but I just call it how I see it. And shout out to Dollar to Parliament on YouTube. He talks about this. He was the first one to bring this to my awareness, actually. And he was bringing this in my awareness when it came to other channels that I saw that were actually mimicking him, right? And then I started to make videos of my own, and then it started to give me a better awareness about people who make videos in general. Because if you don't make videos online, you know, it's easy to kind of brush things off. And this is not like, I'm not saying that you can only know this if you make videos online, first of all. But, you know, sometimes it can be easy to brush certain things off. Like, oh, I don't know what it's like to make a video. Oh, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. But no, like, if you sense something, you always trust your gut. Because at the end of the day, you shouldn't have to question anyone. if you're watching me right now, you know, you may question some of the things I'm saying, and question whether or not they're facts or not. But for you to sit there and question my motives, you know, on why I'm doing something, that's a whole nother story. And I would advise you to take heed to that whenever you question someone's motives. Don't just believe what they say, because that's all the illusion. Everything in the physical is always the illusion at the end of the day. So when you believe what they say, you're falling for the illusion. And then instead of trusting your intuition, because at the end of the day, your thoughts and feelings, that's your sixth sense. That's your ability to be able to pick up on what's going on in reality. Now, a lot of people may not know how to pick up or interpret their thoughts and feelings, and this can lead to people feeling lost or feeling confused or feeling like their thoughts and feelings aren't reliable. And if you're in a damaged space, I would advise you, you know, sometimes in certain situations, your feelings and thoughts may not be reliable. But when it comes to questioning people's motives and stuff like that, that's where you should take heed to shit like that. Even if it was me. Like, if you're sitting here watching me right now, if you're questioning my motives on why I'm doing certain things, take heed to that. Like, pay attention to why are you questioning my motives? What are you questioning my motives about? Because that might tell you a story about something that's going on within me, you know? And so this can give you the heads up when you're interacting with people in the world or online, for you to actually know who's genuine and who's not, who's for you and who's not. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people will just ignore that shit and they'll be like, oh no, you know, because especially if you know someone really, really close to someone, or if they're close to people that you know, you can easily be like, oh no, well, I know them, they're not like that, or they wouldn't do that. No, bitch, like, the fact that you even thought that they would do that, they probably would do that, you know what I mean? So, like, you need to pay attention to your thoughts and feelings at the end of the day. But yeah, anyways, little sidetrack, I wanted to say, it is a moon day right now. As you can tell from the title, wherever the title is, on YouTube where I'm at, the title's down here. So, it's moon day wherever I'm at, in Australia, Melbourne right now, and New Zealand. Shout out to everybody in the southeastern hemisphere of the world. Archangel Gabriel's hemisphere. If you don't know that, then now you know. And I'll explain that in later videos. But that's not necessarily the time for this right now. Or I might explain it later on in the video, actually. Just to kind of delve into it and explain a little bit of a meaning behind it. But I'd rather make a full video and delve into the full meaning of it behind the scenes. Also, you can check out Dollar to Parliament for more of this knowledge in general, because a lot of the stuff that I do know is stuff that I've learned from him and stuff that I've learned from life. But at the end of the day, life is always the biggest teacher. So don't ever think that, oh, if something's not consistent in life, but yet someone keeps saying it's consistent in one area, no, bro. That's freaking synthetic right there. Because at the end of the day, it should happen every day in every aspect of life. All the way from the lightest area, all the way down to the heaviest, most condensed area. And what do I mean by that? You know, so when it comes to, for example, what's it called? I'm trying to think of an example, bruh. Give me a sec. You know, I'm a Taurus, so I take my time. I got to formulate some stuff, practicalize and make sense out of shit in my brain before I actually spit it out of my orifice, you know. And a lot of people, you know, you may be a Sag, or you may be a Aries, or you may be a water sign as well. You may be a fire sign or a water sign. So for you just talk, and then afterwards you start thinking about it. So you'll be sometimes sitting there watching an earth or an air sign, like, why is it taking you guys so long to formulate and say what you need to say? That's because especially earth signs, not as much air signs, we need to practicalize and make sense out of shit before we actually externalize it. We can't be just sitting out and like blah, 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 like an air sign, or we can't just be like acting like instantly going on a whim like a freaking fire sign or a water sign. No, we got to actually kind of mull on things a little bit and take our time so that we can actually correlate ourselves efficiently, aka express ourselves in the best way that we feel like is possible. So yeah, but I'm cusp, so not all of these qualities apply to me because I'm a Gemini cusp as well. So when it comes to me, you know, I can I got the tongue of a Gemini a little bit more than a Taurus per se. And don't get me wrong, Tauruses be talking too. Tauruses can talk for days. But when it comes to Geminis can talk for fucking years, millennia even. Like, but anyways, that's not. So when it comes to Moondae, guys, Moondae is Monday, right? Monday is based on the moon. The reason why they even base these things is because they're basing it off astrological alignments and transits. So if you ever thought it was anything else and that they were just naming things for pretty little fancy dancies, you know, because they felt like it sounded pretty to name it Monday, no, bitch. They named it Monday because they're trying to encapsulate or trying to talk about that specific day being a representation of the moon energy. So when it's Monday or Moondae, really we should be going by a 10-day week, but that's besides the point. When it comes to the 7-day week that everybody's lost in, because everybody's lost in Saturn cycles and seventh day Adventists and seven sisters and the seven Pleiades, the 7 chakras and the 7 like whatever the heck, everything's 7. Everybody's lost into 7 because 7 represents Saturn in astrology, and Saturn is all about structure, organization. Capricorn, Aquarius is ruled by Saturn, both of those signs. Organization, structure, hierarchy, cycles, and so on and so forth. Saturn, you know, when the sun does a full turn around our body of water or whatever. Which really it's not even turning, it's not even moving around our body of water. Our body of water is actually moving, and the sun is staying in one place. It's moving within its own area of circumference, aka like a body of water moves, you know, same way that the sea has different aspects and they don't blend, same way that the sun and the earth have different areas and they don't blend. It's all water cycles and it's all stars. Stars are water cycles. But yeah, anyways, that's another video too. But I could go on for ages, you know. You can, as you can tell, the topics that I could go on about is quite extensive, and this is because I know actually what life is, and I'm paying attention to life first. I'm not paying attention to man-made shit that they give to us, like the 7-day week and so on and so forth. I'm looking at, okay, well, what is actually life showing us? And life shows us that people name things after things because it resonates or relates to that energy, which goes back to my other thing of Moondae. When it's Monday, it represents the energy of the moon. Okay, so when it's Monday, people are going to be experiencing feeling more moody, feeling more moony, right? So bitches may be in their emotions. Keyword, bitches, right? And I'm not saying that means you're a girl. No. Don't get freaking offended thinking that because I said bitches that I'm talking about women. No, I mean bitches, like as in you have a bitch quality, you know, or just a bitch in general. It represents a space, a feminine energy, an emotion, a feeling. So bitches get emotional on Monday, you know, so your feelings may start to get a little bit turbulent, get a little bit wavy on Monday, because today is more of a day which benefits the energy of kind of working on your emotions and so on and so forth. Really, if you're going by the 10-day week, it may not be Monday today, but you can always tell by the energy that you're experiencing, and that'll show you kind of what the energy as above, so below is. So during today, a lot of people may experience being emotional, whether that's good or bad. You know, they may be feeling a whole bunch of good emotions. You may have woken up today and been like, oh my gosh, I feel freaking amazing. And you just pranced around the freaking neighborhood like a fucking fairy. Or you may have woken up today and you may have been like, bitch, shoot me. Like whatever the case may be, you're in some emotion at the end of the day. So when it comes to the energy today is a good time for you to have a selenite crystal, right? I've got my selenite crystal right here. Selenite crystal, this helps with the moon energy. So you can program it so that you can have a more stable emotional space. Don't feel so rocky, swayed side to side and so on and so forth. Or you can have another crystal, you know, depending on what you need today. But selenite would be beneficial because it's Moondae, so it's going to help you with your emotions. It's going to help you with how you feel. It's going to help you to stabilize all of these things so you feel concrete and you feel proper, prim and proper, mate, prim and proper. So yeah, the more you start to correlate yourself with the as above, so below energies, the more you actually be able to be in harmony with nature rather than be in disharmony, which is why a lot of people these days in modern times feel so disconnected, feel so lost, feel so separate from each other, because you separated yourself from your nature, aka your mental nature and your physical nature, which is the earth, you know. So you separated yourself from your natural energies as an individual, and this led you to feeling separate from every other natural energy that correlates and comes out of that, because things are birthed from the mental into the physical. So, you know, when you mentally do something, aka you mentally separate from correlating yourself with the as above, so below energies, then, you know, you're going to physically separate yourself all the way down till you get a whole bunch of diseases and sicknesses, and you feel like you have to separate yourself from your own family and home, all the way to the point where you may even die from cancer or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, it all stems from you being disconnected from your natural natures, the natural energies as above, so below. And this is not to do with Monday, because as we were saying before, Monday is or the 7-day week in general, sorry, not Monday itself. Monday is just based on an energy that we all experience in general, which is our emotions, right? So we know that our emotions exist. Whether or not you want to say that the moon exists or not, that's a whole nother story. But we know that our emotions exist, right? And our thoughts and feelings exist. So don't get lost into thinking that Monday is man-made, which it is, you know, the word, the term, but the energy itself, the term is pointing to. So when I'm talking about things that's actually real, it's the energy. It's always the energy that the term is pointing to. It's not actually the term. And a lot of people get lost into this, and then they'll think that they know things, when in actuality, all they know is a term. They don't actually know the energy behind the term. So, you know, but yeah, Moondae. So we are actually just passing out of a new moon, or we're probably currently in a new moon. Last night was the start of the new moon, and I believe it happens for 3 days, a 3-day period. So like 1 day before, 1 day after, if I'm not mistaken, or maybe 3 days before, 3 days after. But I'm pretty sure it's 1 day before, 1 day after, and then you kind of feel the residual going on to the second and third day after and before. It's like more of a residual energy as opposed to the energy itself. So right now, new moon, we're in a new world, new way of reacting and responding to certain things. So we're going to have new emotions, we're going to have new reactions, we're going to have new experiences, we're going to experience new people, we're going to experience a whole new world, like, right, a whole new ao, if you're Maori, you know. Te ao is just talking about worlds in general, or the world is just talking about worlds in general, you know, but this doesn't mean that we live in a physical world only. This is talking about our mental worlds and our spiritual world that we live in too. You are actually a world in your own, being a spirit, being a space, being no thing. If you want to check out my other YouTube videos, I have other videos talking about no thing, or pretty much almost every single video I talk about this and break it down. No thing is you. You are a space. You are no thing. Because if you were a thing, then that would mean every time you change your thoughts, you would stop existing. But you change your thoughts every single day, so you're not those things, right? And you aren't your physical body either. So you are no thing. You are just space. Space between me, space between you. That's nothing. No thing. You know, so that's all of us as spirits together as a collective. We are no thing. You know, and then being an individual now in a mind and a body, now we start to become within something. So we're able to express our no thing through something, through our thoughts and our feelings and our mind and our body. So this is why you are no thing as well. But anyways, that's regardless. So you as no thing are your own world, and then you get to create your own world as well, which really I wouldn't consider your world, because a world is a thing. But the world that you create is an emulation of what your no thing, what your space is. So as a space, we always try to mimic our space, you know, in the best way we can within the physical, because you can't, you know, I can't see your space and I can't hear your space as no thing. You know, I can only know that you are that. You have a space. You are a space, you know. So what we put in that space to fulfill it, aka our thoughts and our feelings, our physical body, and so on and so forth, those things is what we use to express our space, you know? So this is how each space can actually get to know each other and interact with each other, you know, being separate from the overall space, because now we've created a mind and body and we've separated ourselves from the collective, you know, being physical, having awarenesses, because, you know, that's what separatism or being and feeling separate is really correlating to. And that's why when I talk about how you separate from your higher natures, aka the as above so below energies, which astrology is talking about, this is why it comes to you feeling separate from yourself, feeling separate from others, because you did separate yourself from yourself. As a space, you create energies, awarenesses, minds, thoughts, and feelings, right? And these thoughts and feelings start to become like energy, right? And they start to condense into reality. And this is what we experience as the astrological transits. So it's not that the astrological transits are influencing you, it's that we influence the astrological transits. But when you're lost and you forget who you are, you forget that you're no thing, that you're not a thought and a feeling, and you're not a mind and a body, you forget that you're the one creating it. So now you feel like everything's happening to you. Now you feel like you're getting influenced by a whole bunch of shit. No, you're supposed to be the influencer. You know, this is why we even have a term called influencer. You know, we wouldn't be able to have these terms if we weren't able to act out these energies. So when people feel like they have no influence, you've just separated yourself so far down the line that you forgot that you create the influence. Like, you can't have no influence unless you have just stopped creating in general. So learn how to create again, get right back on track, and then become your own influencer. Influence yourself, influence the people around you. This is what we all should be doing, but everyone's lost into the world, and now people think that we should be influenced, or, you know, we need influence by a certain government or whatever the case may be. None of that shit is true. But yeah, back into the topic. So it's new moon, right? So we're going to have a new way of reacting and responding, new way of all types of new things. So new expressions, new motions with our bodies, you know, like so on and so forth. New hairstyles, I don't know, like whatever the case may be, you're going to have something new being birthed, and it's going to be multitudes of it. So everyone's going to have something new, whether that's good or bad. You know, some people may have been planting negative seeds, aka putting a whole bunch of negative thoughts and feelings into their reality, which would lead them to experience more negative things, right? Others may have been planting positive seeds, so now you're going to start to see the benefits of that during the new moon time. And you're going to start to see, oh my gosh, yes, all those thoughts and feelings all that time and energy that I put into thinking positive, feeling positive, it's actually starting to pay off, and I'm actually starting to see the rewards and the benefits of this. And this is how you know you're on the right track, and you're getting more in alignment with the as above, so below energies, and you're able to kind of recorrelate yourself and get back into a natural state with yourself. Fuck, I feel good right now. Sorry guys, I just had to say that. That was like, I just had to enjoy that. Oh, yes. I feel freaking yum. So yeah, when it comes to the as above, so below energies, right? All of these things will kind of determine how things are going to go. So it's important to pay attention to these, because then you can be like, oh, well, you know, today is more of an energy where I can jump into this energy, and maybe I don't need to use this energy as much as I want to, because actually that may lead to more of a detriment, you know, space for me. It may lead to me being feeling more in turmoil and feeling more out of tune with my own self, you know, or with the external world in general. So this is all to do with like connectivity and separation, which is that's actually related to the moon energy in general. So good title for the video, I will say, for myself, because the moon is talking about connectivity. So in this video, I'm sort of going through all the ways that connectivity helps us, whether it's connecting to yourself, connecting to the energies as above, so below, which is yourself, because you are a star. You know, this is why we have birthdays and star signs. It's not that these things are signs that exist outside of us, and that we're playing out the characteristics of something outside of us. No, we created these characteristics because we are the creators, not the creation. If you were the creation, then every time you changed your body, you would change as a person, but you don't. So don't ever get lost into the physical shit where people think that we are the creation, because at the end of the day, if you were the creation, anything of the creation, which is everything we see around us in the physical, it would change you as a person. But you are still you at the end of the day. No matter what changes, no matter what goes on in your life, you're always going to be you. So you're the creator, and you need to wake up to who the fuck you are, bitch. Feeling that passion right now. Might not be Monday, it might be Tuesday, it might be Mars Day, guys. I don't know, but I haven't been keeping track of the 10-day week lately. I normally keep track of it, but I haven't found that to be so important right now. Maybe a bit more importance than I have been putting to it. But, you know, that's up for me to learn and for you to find out if you want to delve into that energy yourself. Definitely give me a buzz if you do want to. I can send you a leak about the 10-day week, and I can give you a correlation to when the 10-day week started for me and where I got it from. Because at the end of the day, originally we had a 10-day week, but because we had 10 planets. Nowadays, they try to boil it down to 7 because they want everyone to be lost in some Capricorn energy, which delves into the topic that I wanted to talk about too with astrology, because we're in Capricorn moon and sun right now. So we're reacting, responding, and we're acting on Capricorn qualities. And what is Capricorn? Capricorn is like about standing on business. It's about your status, what you're known for, how people can see you as a person, as an individual, you know? So during this time, when we're in moon and sun Capricorn, this is going to be a time when you're going to be seen or known for whatever you do or whatever you've been doing. So whatever seeds you've been planting, people may start to be looking around, or you may start to look around at others and start to be like, oh, well, no, I know that person's like that because I've seen them carry out this quality and this action and this emotion for time and time again. And now I know I'm able to see what they are, who they are, and this is that Capricorn energy. You're able to know someone, or someone's able to be known for something, you know. So next time when we come around to the next Capricorn transit, this will be another cycle where you can have that opportunity to bring yourself back up and be known for something else again. So if you're struggling during this time, maybe a whole bunch of people may be looking at you. If you're on the lower octave end, they may be looking at you and thinking, oh, you ain't shit, or you're not about shit, or blah, 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 whatever the case may be. This is because of the energy as above and so below. And it's not to say that you should prove this to anyone. Don't ever prove anything to anyone. And if you ever feel like you have to prove anything to anyone, you lost that mental battle instantly. I can already tell you right then and there. Because you shouldn't feel like you have to prove anything to anyone, because that in that instant you're creating that energy for yourself and you're emanating that out into the universe. So now you feel like you have to emanate that out constantly, and this will lead you to experiencing more and more situations of you feeling like you have to prove things to other people, and that is not the way to go, baby. That is not the way to go, baby. So don't go down that road. Take it from someone who's been through that. And I also want to preface this as well. Anybody who's new, who may be watching my Facebook video right now, I always talk from experience. So I'm not talking out of my ass or talking from a position of, I think that I'm better than you because I know this and you don't. No, baby. I'm talking about this because I've literally been through this a fucking 1,000 times. In some instances, I may even still be going through this in small increments. Still, that's my kind of journey of me kind of like bringing the flame to that. So aka I'm transforming that for myself. So by me even talking about it and communicating it and using my messenger energy to actually communicate it to you guys, you know, that's a form of me Xing it out of myself. So now I'm externalizing it from my internal, because I've experienced it so many times now. Now I'm able to externalize it, and I'm able to no longer have that thing, because now I've externalized it, I've pushed it out, and it's not within me anymore, you know. So this is why it's also good for you to talk about your stuff, you know, because when you talk about it, you're actually externalizing it, you're projecting it out of your being. And whether or not you put a lot of thoughts and feelings into that, you can experience that again because you put so much weight to it, and now it's like heavy. Now it's attached to you. Now you feel like you can't get away from that thing because you've been thinking about it all the time and you've been feeling about it all the time. Oh my gosh, what the fuck do I do? Get it away from me! Whatever the case may be. This is all based on how much thoughts and feelings you put into something. So when it comes to it, on the other side, if you haven't put a whole lot of thoughts and feelings into it, you've just kind of externalized it, and you don't really, you just allowed it to be light. You allowed it to be free as a spirit, which is really what you should allow most things to be, but everything in moderation. So don't overdive into any energy, whether you think it's good or bad. You shouldn't dive too much into any energy. That'll lead to you getting lost, and the very same thing that you love will destroy you. Shout out to Dollar Parliament. That's fucking one of the greatest sayings ever. And it's not even really a saying. It's just a fact, bitch. It's a fact. So yeah, now that you've allowed it to be light, right, you're actually not going to experience that so much, and you'll be able to kind of allow it to lessen on a percentage scale of you experiencing that. So now you're going to lessen your chances of experiencing that experience in your life. And this is how we can completely get rid of certain experiences in our life, or completely bring in new experiences by putting a whole bunch of thoughts and feelings into it, or by putting no thoughts and feelings into it. And regardless, though, when you put a whole bunch of thoughts and feelings into it, it's going to be impactful, whether good or bad. And you may think, oh, well, what if I'm thinking good about it? You're still making it heavy, though, because you're putting a whole bunch of stuff into it. And imagine your mind as a bag or whatever it is. Like, let's say, like you're thinking about your car. So let's say you always think about your car crashing, right? Imagine that thought is like a basket, right? It's funny how I mentioned basket because I've been learning about weaving lately, multi weaving. But anybody who's watching, you guys may be into baskets too, because I'm always like that. Like I'll be talking about like all types of shit, and then people will be like, "Oh my gosh, that's exactly what I was thinking," and that's exactly the kind of thing, because if you're a reader, shit just be coming out of your mouth, like. You don't know what the topic is or what may be on people's mind sometimes, but it just comes out. So imagine that car, you thinking about your car crashing is a basket, right? And you're thinking, oh, no, it's not going to crash. It's not going to crash. And so in your mind, you're putting a whole bunch of thoughts and feelings, but you're thinking this is good because you're like, I'm thinking good thoughts and feelings that it's not going to crash, right? But you fail to realize that the topic at hand is crashing, right? And you're putting a whole bunch of thoughts and feelings into that. And then once you've done that, now the basket's getting heavier. It's getting heavier. And what happens when something gets heavy? It goes down. And what is down? Down is into the physical. So when you're making that heavy, you're bringing it more down into density. So whether or not your car crashes or not, you've accumulated and created that from the amount of heaviness that you put into that basket for it to actually bend into reality and create an external experience for you to actually experience for yourself. Got it. I need a drink, guys. Let me be back. Let me be back. Apologies for the long wait, guys. If you live in Australia, or even if you've been, had a really hot summer, when it's hot, you gotta wait for the fucking tap to cool down first. Or you can even get your cup of water. Like, shit is freaking stupid, but it's alright. Like, you know, you just gotta deal with it. Roll with the punches, baby. I don't know why I keep saying baby today. It's like my fucking word. Does someone say that? I swear there's like some celebrity, like whatever celebrity that is, they're trying to come into my video right now. Like, I must be like interacting with them in the mental realm right now for them to be coming down and influencing my actions for me to be able to be like, oh baby, you know. So baby, shout out to whoever the heck you are. But respectfully, this is my video, so you know, just do what you gotta do and leave. And come back when you need to come back. But I'm not that bitch. I don't like people to walk all over me. I don't like people to take control or influence things. You know, I like to be the influencer. As I was saying at the start of the video, I like to be the influencer. So, you know, I'm the creator, not the creation. And anytime I'm feeling like the creation, you know, I feel a little bit disrespected. You know, I feel like bitch, like I know my place, so why the fuck are you making me feel like a creation? What the fuck's going on here? You know, I need to get myself correlated, constructed in the right way for me to be able to be like, no. So yeah, when it comes to oh, far out. Oh, there we go. Oh, I hate when you press Alt Tab on your computer and then it actually like, oh well, what the heck is going on, babes? This needs to go. This needs to go. Sorry guys, I'm just Xing some freaking stuff out of my thing. A lot of this stuff needs to go. You know, I'm not keen on it. Fuck, my thumbnail was smexy. So yeah, welcome. We back. I'm back. So yeah, as I was talking about, if I remember correctly, I was talking about how things manifest and condense into our reality via your thoughts and feelings, right? So the reason why I was talking about this as well is because when you feel like you need to prove something to someone, what are you doing? You're putting a whole bunch of thoughts and feelings and making that experience heavy. So now, next time it comes around, it's going to be more impactful because you put that much more thoughts and feelings to make it that much more heavier. And this is why a lot of people even feel like situations in their life are heavy. A bitch is because your thoughts and your feelings. But, you know, a lot of people may have to go through a whole bunch of experience. Some people need to go through lifetimes of experiences before they even get an inkling of what I'm talking about. But if you can get a grip or a grasp of understanding what I'm talking about right now, then you know you can kind of tell that you're a little bit wiser, a little bit older as a spirit than a lot of other spirits who are here on Earth, just based on your wisdom, you know. So when it comes to Capricorn, Sun and Moon, it's going to be standing on business as well. So we're going to be reacting, responding, and acting on forms of standing on business. So now's the time. If you're standing on business, you're going to feel a lot more stable, a lot more concrete, and you may be known for a lot more positive things than other people in life who may not be standing on business as much, right? But on the flip side, if you're not standing on business or you're not encapsulating that Capricorn energy in some kind of way. Hi, Finale. Hi. Oh my gosh. How are you? Good to see you. You know, you may be, what's it called? Freaking, sorry, that just threw me off. That's why sometimes I keep my comments off my video, because like I can get distracted with my comments, but it's good. It's a good challenge for me. I think as well during this time, while I don't get that much comments, it's not too much of a big deal, you know, but let's say if I was getting more comments, like let's say if I got 10 comments in a row, bitch, oh shit, I'm going to have to start like blocking them out, you know, with my mind. So, but yeah, if you're on the other end, you know, you may not be acting out that energy of standing on business. And what does it mean to stand on business, right? It's just standing your ground, standing strong, not not faltering, you know, not allowing, like, you know, if you're from Australia or if you're from New Zealand, it's like, don't fold, basically. So look at it whenever we're going through Capricorn season, whether it's the sun in Capricorn or the moon in Capricorn, you know, it's going to be like, what's it called? Sorry. Figgity. Yeah, but yeah, anyways, we're going through the sun and the moon in Capricorn. It's going to be that kind of energy. So look at the moon and the sun in Capricorn. It's like, don't fold season, you know? So people say Capricorn season, Libra season, blah, blah, blah. Sun in Capricorn, that's like, don't fold season, you know? So don't fold during the season. Whatever you're doing, stand on that business, stand on that, quality of whatever you uphold as something beneficial for you in your life, you know, and that will be able to give you a chance to actually benefit and reap the benefits of the energies of astrology that we're experiencing right now. But, you know, if you're on the other end and you're like not standing on business, or let's say you're folding during the season, let's say you went through a whole bunch of experiences and then you finally caved, you folded and you were like, nah, I can't do this anymore, whatever the case it may be. Maybe business, maybe something to do with your family, maybe something you're passionate about, like a creative thing, whatever it is, you know, it'll be that situation where you start to feel out of place, or you start to feel like you're not doing something right, or you start to feel like separate, because Saturn is also separate energy. So you may even feel separate from certain things in your life. You may feel separate from what's going on in the external, or you may feel, and you could be like in a room full of people, but you'll feel that separate energy because we're all playing out these energies naturally. Some people don't even know about astrology, but they may be standing on business, aka not folding, you know. Other people, they may not know about astrology, they may be folding, so then they'll start to experience that energy too. And you guys could all be in the same room, but you're all experiencing a completely different reality. And this is why you are no thing, or you are a space, which is, you know, a representation of... Sorry, I'm just like reading that comment. Let me just read the comment and I'll get back to it. Sorry for the distraction. No, you're all good. Don't even feel sorry. The comment section exists for a reason. And I'm good, thanks. Just thought I'd jump on your live. Love this for you. Thank you for popping by. I appreciate that, honestly. That's so cool. And I love that you love it too, you know, like freaking I'm just trying to do me, you know, like as you can tell. So you know, it's good to hear that feedback from someone else as well. And just, you know, to know that you support me, you know, I love that. That's awesome. I hope you're good. I hope you're doing good for yourself. Yeah. But yeah, back to the topic. When it comes to that energy, you know, you may feel like slightly out of place or so on and so forth because of the Capricorn energy in the sky right now. And you may even start to be known for someone who folds, you know, because when it comes to Capricorn, sun and moon, or really sun, it's going to be, people are going to look at your actions when it's in the sun, and because the sun is your actions, right? And they're going to start to think, oh, this action of this person shows me that they're the type of person to constantly fold, or in certain situations, and whatever the case may be. So that'll kind of show you how that energy is playing out for you, and where you may need to correlate things a little bit better next time we come around to Capricorn, sun or moon. Because, you know, there's always that chance, there's always that next transit for you to be able to recalibrate yourself. And, you know, like people say, even beyond transits and beyond astrology, you know, like there's always that second opportunity. There's always going to be another chance. There's always going to be a blah, blah, blah. And, you know, even arguably then, it's not going to be the same chance, you know. Certain things only come once in a lifetime, but there may be something similar to that thing, or something even better, you know, or maybe something like similar but worse. But whatever the case may be, there's always going to be something, you know. So don't ever get lost and think, oh my gosh, it's too late, I can't do this, blah blah blah. Even if, let's say, you've built your whole life and you've developed a whole bunch of experiences and you feel really washed under the current, aka you feel really behind in a whole bunch of situations, you feel outweighed by the world and whatever it may be, you know, just you being aware of that, you're already taking that first step for you to be able to get out of it, you know. And astrology is a really good template for people to actually help them to get out of it, because when you actually act out the energy that we're experiencing, and astrology, like I want to make sure that people are not lost too. It's not about some imaginary energy or planet out there. Astrology is actually talking about what we experience here on the earth. So it's based on the seasonal transits. It's based on spring, summer, fall, winter. So during springtime, we have, you know, all the spring signs. So these are going to be all the signs that's correlated to the spring energy, aka Auries, Aries, Taurus, and Cancer. Aries is literally the first part of spring. So what does Aries do? They spring off, they initiate things, they bring new things into reality, right? All of these kind of qualities represent the time of period that Aries is in. Although if you're on the southeastern hemisphere of the world, we're experiencing the opposite. So where whatever season it is on the other side of the world during Aries season, which is spring, we're going to experience autumn, you know, and vice versa. So but that's just due to the fact that we're on two sides of the world, you know. So but the energy itself still applies. So it's not to say that just because you live on this side of the world, now you're not an Aries or you're not much of an Aries. No, it's just to say that being an Aries from this side of the world, you have that quality of spring, but it's backed and supported and has a little bit of that energy of autumn time as well, of fall time. So your way of springing out and giving birth to things may be more destructive or bring more tower moments or get rid of certain situations, whereas the Aries on the other side of the world, their way may be more initiating, more visionary, or whatever the case may be. But that's just a template. I'm not saying that's that, but that's just kind of an example of how it will play out for you if you are on this side of the world. Fucking, when I talk about astrology, guys, I'll be talking and sometimes I don't know where to stop, but you know, I just take that time when I just breathe, then I'm like, okay, now is a good time to stop. Take a little break, talk about something else, talk about something funny, you know, whatever it is. And that gives me that time to have that breather or that break for my mouth, because really I don't need to breathe. You know, I don't have any breathing issues. All I smoke is that what is it called? That Mary Jane, that marijuana. But you know, I used to smoke tobacco actually, so and my breathing may not be the best, but I quit that about 1.5 years ago or 2 years ago. Freaking so grateful for that. I'm so glad that chapter's ended in my life, honestly, because like that was a whole freaking fiasco that I felt like I was trapped in. But ever since I've done that, I feel constantly like I'm just constantly getting out of shit. You know, I'm no longer feeling trapped or feeling encaged in something. And a lot of that is due to astrology and what I'm explaining to you guys right now. You know, for me, I started with crystals. That was my introduction to one of my main introductions to the spiritual journey. So with crystals, whether you have crystals that, or not, you know, crystals, when you hold them, especially like if you know the meaning behind them and stuff like that, this will kind of help to give you that energy as a support system for you. So, but it's also important to know, you know, if your crystals are dusty, they haven't been cleansed, they haven't been charged out on the moon or the sun, you know, you may not experience the energy as potent as it could be experienced. And also, I just want to say this too. Actually, I don't even know, but here, I'll just say it anyway because I started saying it, but, you know, I don't think it's that important. But anybody who may think, oh, well, how do crystals have energy, or whatever the case may be? Well, did you actually know that scientists reckon they found out, like a couple years ago, I think it was, they reckon they found out that within a droplet of water, there is a tiny little crystal, or a bunch of tiny little crystals, if I'm not mistaken. So when within your body, you literally have like a bajillion little tiny crystals inside of your body. So when it comes to the energy that you're experiencing, that it's not that you are just getting charged by something that's like outside of you and it has no relation to you. No, like we're made up of the things in the environment. This is what even scientists will tell you. But you know, indigenous cultures, we already know this. This is why we talk about us being able to trace our lineage back to the land and connect to the land and respecting the land, because the land and you are one and the same. Because we know this, we don't need scientific methods to explain how we're connected to the land. But at the end of the day, that's also beneficial too, you know, for other people who may not be from that lens of mind state. So some people may be thinking more logically, and they may be thinking, well, no, we're not one and the same with the earth, because I'm a human and the earth is the earth, you know, so how can I be one and the same? But in science, they talk about how you're made up of stardust, right? And they also talk about how planets are basically like stars, right? So when it comes to you being made out of stardust, what do you think is all around you? What do you think makes up the environment and the atmosphere? Like, yeah, that's you. You are it. You know, we make up all the things within our atmosphere. And this is why I always say you're the creator, not the creation. Holy crap, I almost got a fright because I saw myself. There's two screens on my thing right now, on my stream. So the streaming app that I use, it shows one screen on the left. Well, that's right on your guys' side, and one screen on the right. So I've got the astrology right here. Right here. I've got the astrology right here. I got my comment section up here in the corner, and then I got my video on this. All right, guys, on this side. Oh, what the fuck? I got my video that I can see on this side, and then I got myself blocked out on that side from the astrology. So as soon as I went like that, I saw myself pop from the other side, but I had that momentary where I was like, wait, I forgot for a split second. So I was like, oh, wait, who is popping up at the side of my screen right now? No. What the heck is going on? Where the heck did this person come from, and why are they appearing on my screen? But no, it's really just me. It's just me, baby. It's me, baby. Sorry, guys. I'm obsessed with that right now. That baby. Literally obsessed with it. So, yeah, when it comes to the topics that I was talking about, you know, for me, I jumped into crystals. And I started to, I started to utilize them whenever I would need them. So let's say if I needed some grounding, I would get like a black tourmaline or onyx or whatever, like any kind of crystal that I know correlates to grounding or Mars type energies. And then if I needed some kind of confidence, you know, I would get like a solar plexus kind of crystal, which is like a yellowy kind of crystal, or whatever it may be. I will always point to, not always, you know, because at the start I will say I didn't really think that it had that much of a benefit to me, you know. But as I started to utilize them more, I started to even notice how certain days when I didn't have my crystals, I would be way more flunked out and I would be way more fucked up in the head and way more like confused than the days where I had my crystals. And same with meditation, but crystals is the topic right now. So this helped me to show, oh, okay, cool. And then I started to notice it even more and more. Like, I can guarantee almost every single day that I have felt flunked out or out of whack or out of alignment, I haven't had a crystal on me. And so even some days I'll like get the crystal and then I'll think everything's cool. But then I'll go around my day and like let's say 3, 4, 5 hours into my day, I'm like, hold on, why the fuck am I so fucked up right now? And then I start to feel my pockets and I'm like, no fucking wonder. I literally left my crystals at home, even though I remember putting in my pocket, but I also, then it comes back to me. I'm like, oh wait, I remember I had to take them out because I had to do X, Y, Z or whatever it was, you know? So, that's why I say crystals are so beneficial, and they helped me to get out of a lot of cages mentally and physically that I was in, you know, confusion cages, like desire cages, like hatred, anger, emotional cages, all of those type of things. Like, because I was stuck in like mental states and ways of thinking and feeling that just weren't healthy for me. So the more I started to use crystals, the more I started to notice myself rise above and rise out of those things. Shout out to you. You check out my song on YouTube. It's called Rise Above It All. My name on YouTube is Mystar. You can check out my Facebook, Rise Above It All. But yeah, anyways, that song is, I love that song, honestly. A little bit, I would have preferred the vocals personally to be a little bit more clean, but I did not have access to anything at that time to even get my vocals clean. I was searching around everywhere. I was searching around so many different effects. I downloaded so many effects. Now I'm ripping the freaking, I'm reaping what I sowed, and I had to delete some of those effects because some of them were trash, some of them were like free trials, and now they're freaking annoying me. But regardless of that, you know, I love the song in general, even though I would have preferred the audio quality to be a bit better. But you know, sometimes you just got to make do with what you got, and you can't be worrying about having the right equipment, having the perfect bubble, having the perfect paintbrush, having the perfect microphone, having the perfect video camera. You know, as you can see on my YouTube, on my Facebook, wherever you're watching. Like, bitch, I don't have no perfect camera. I'm using my freaking webcam from my computer. Normally I prefer to use my phone, but my phone's broken right now. So, but yeah. If you sit around waiting to get the perfect XYZ, bitch, you're not going to get shit done, you know? So that was why I even made that song. One of the reasons why I even made that song, and one of the reasons why I even called it Rise Above It All, because I was like, bitch, I need to rise above my physical situation right now, even though I don't have everything that I feel like I would need. Bitch, rise above it all. Rise above it all. I could care less what my mind and heart say. I'm just trying to make it in my own way. Still frozen in a picture, let it all melt away. Bitch, I could take a picture, but it wouldn't be the same. Yeah, as well, you know, Moondae messages with Archangel Gabriel's descendants, right? Why did I say Archangel Gabriel's descendants? I wanted to preface as talk about that as well. A little side note in the video. Freaking Southeastern Hemisphere people, the atmosphere that we exist in, right? In the Bible, they have the four main archangels. I'm pretty sure it is. Well, in the Book of Enoch, I know they have the four main archangels. They got Gabriel, or they got Gabriel, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Michael, right? Archangel Uriel, that's the light and fire of God. Depending on what source you go to, you know, it depends. But Dollar the Pilot Man on YouTube, the one I always shout out, he is Archangel Uriel. And you'll see that the more you start to watch his videos. You may think hearing me say that, and you may think, what the fuck is this guy talking about? How the fuck can a human be an angel? Bitch, I promise you, sorry for calling you bitch, you know, whoever you are. I promise you, you watch him for about a year, maybe 2 years, mate, depending how flunked out you are, you may not even get it, but I guarantee he is it. He is Archangel Uriel, because he burns through every bullshit, all the lies, all the bullshit. He's got all the wisdom, the highest, most knowledgeable wisdom you can possibly get to. Like, anybody who you think is knowledgeable and wisdom, but bitch, times that by 1 billion. Billion. And if you guys know what a billion is, you already know. I know what a billion is, so I know what the fuck I'm saying, bitch. I'm not saying shit for no freaking reason. Anybody who you think is knowledgeable and wise, times up by 1 billion. I can guarantee that is Archangel Uriel. Anyways, if you're from the Western Hemisphere of the world, North America, that's Archangel Uriel's hemisphere. So that's talking about the fall aspect of the world, right? If you divide it into 4 aspects as the seasons, spring, summer, fall, winter. So fall is Archangel Uriel's sector. Winter is the sector that we're in right now, in our corner of the world. This is why a lot of people from this part of the world, Australia and New Zealand, will experience winter a lot of the time. And even during summer, a lot of people are like, question and be like, is it summer or is it winter? Is it blah, blah, blah? And even all the way down to us experiencing more longer winters as well in this part of the world. Slightly longer winters in this part of the world. And so this whole hemisphere is up under the atmosphere of Archangel Gabriel, which represents the messenger, right? So the messenger of God, in the Bible is talking about what is a messenger? What is a messenger? Relaying messages, telling the truth about an archetype. So kind of reminds me of that Archangel Uriel, because he's got that wisdom, that truth, that fire, right? But when it comes to messenger, that is just the message. It doesn't necessarily have to do with wisdom or knowledge. It's just about the message, So sometimes the message may be dumb as fuck, but it's still a message, and you can still get wisdom and knowledge out of that message, regardless of if it may be dumb as fuck. So, but I don't want to delve too deep into that. I just want to say, if we're in this hemisphere of the world, we're experiencing more of the Archangel Gabriel qualities, and he's actually the Archangel of Death as well, which is as well why a lot of the indigenous cultures have lots of practices and lots of rituals around death. If you're Maori or if you're Aboriginal, you already know this. We have a big reverence for death and customs around death and rituals and practices around death, because these things are passed down through our culture, through each generation, and our ancestors are actually these angels. So I don't want to get too flunked out, because a lot of people will start to ask even more questions, then that'll lead me to having to make other videos. But regardless, our culture's passed down from our ancestors, right? So for us to have a whole bunch of practices around death, and for Archangel Gabriel to be the angel of death, a lot of people may argue that he's not, but at the end of the day, if he's able to help to transport souls to a heavenly existence, bitch, what the fuck does that mean? That sounds like death to me. So at the end of the day, on our part of the world, we're experiencing more of that Archangel Gabriel energy, which is why a lot of people on our side of the world, we even have a lot of, messages. Bitches be talking so much, like sometimes people just be talking out of their ass over on this side of the world, A lot of, don't get me wrong, other parts of the world can have those qualities, but where do you experience and exhibit more of those qualities? Bitch, New Zealand and Australia. Bitches be talking out of their ass all the motherfucking time. But, that's representing as well, not just that energy of the messenger, but it's representing the 3 signs of winter time, which is Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So with the sun and the moon being in Capricorn right now, we're experiencing that hemisphere, the Archangel Gabriel hemisphere. And all of these qualities that those signs emanate, those are all the qualities of Archangel Gabriel. All the way down to, this is why a lot of people on this side of the world tend to work a lot. People maybe workaholics on this part of the world, but not even in the positive way, where they're standing on business a lot of the time. Don't get me wrong, there's people that stand on business, because again, we're in that hemisphere of the world, so we're going to have both sides of that quality. But a lot of people just maybe workaholics for no freaking goddamn reason. But on the other side, people may be workaholics but because they actually stand on business. They actually have something solid to ground themselves on and build a hierarchy and a system out of. Bitch, what the fuck does my voice crack? I'm freaking 24 years old. Damn. But yeah, anyways. And then going to the Aquarius part of it. The Aquarius is about associations. So, who you associate with. What are your associations? Grouping people into a large grouping, right? And being able to get people towards a common goal. It's also about innovative thinking or individuality. So a lot of people here big on individuality, that's big qualities that we experience on our hemisphere of the world. So I'm just trying to break down the signs and why we talk about this, because each season is correlated to the signs, and each season is also correlated to an archangel in the Bible or in the Book of Enoch or in the Quran, whatever you want to correlate your knowledge to. So when it comes to our hemisphere of the world, we are or our atmosphere is Archangel Gabriel. So this is why we experience Capricorn, Aquarius, and Piscean energies. And what is Pisces as well, to give it a little end? Pisces is about dreams, imaginations, creativity, subconscious, right? So a lot of people, you know, they can be really deep in the subconscious, all the way to the point where they may even get lost into their subconscious mind, or so on and so forth. A lot of people, I know in New Zealand, if anybody's driven to New Zealand and Australia, you know, some people in New Zealand seem like they're in a freaking daze, seem like they're in a dream. So that's that Piscean energy playing out. Again, regardless of how many people are Pisces in New Zealand, it's because of the atmosphere that we're experiencing in New Zealand is Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. So we're going to experience more of those energies. We're going to have more of those qualities as opposed to other sides of the world, like America, which is Sagittarius, Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. So what's Libra? Relatability. We all know America's big on business. You know, so those are all Libra type qualities. Libras can fucking like make some business partnerships that really last, and they can relate to the right kind of people, they can relate to the wrong kind of people, they can relate to any kind of person, you know. So that's that Libra quality playing out in America. Then we also have Sagittarius. That's expansion. That's bitch, who do you know that's more expansive than America? Like, let's be real, they expanded their media, they expanded their culture, like to the point where now everyone in the world knows about American culture. Doesn't matter which part of the world you go in, I guarantee they probably know about America. And go to a whole bunch of other countries, go to those same countries, I bet you some of them won't even know about Australia and New Zealand. Some of them won't even know about certain other parts of the world. So that's how the atmosphere plays out in the physical. And then we also have Scorpio. So what is Scorpio? Transformation, sex, death, right? So, you know, America, they be transforming a whole bunch of shit. You know, they transformed a whole freaking landmass within like what, 300-400 year period, you know? And it's not to say that we don't experience these qualities. We all experience these qualities because we're all made up of these things. We're all within the one atmosphere. But if you split the atmosphere into different parts, these are the micro aspects of it. So, but that's a whole nother video. I don't want to delve too deep into this topic. I just wanted to break down the concept of the atmospheres and give you guys an idea of how the signs play out and what the signs actually mean. You know, they're based on the season. Pardon me. They're based on the seasons. They're based on the energies as above, so below, aka the seasons, which is the atmosphere. So it's something we're observing in nature, and one of the only things that we can actually trust and know as fact is things that we observe in nature. And if you don't see it in everyday life, it's probably man-made, bitch. I can almost guarantee it. So don't freaking get lost into man-made bullshit. Peace. I hope you guys have a beautiful day. Peace, time, peace. But bitch, peace is not a freaking measurement of time. Okay? Hope you guys have a beautiful day, time, whatever the heck it is, wherever you are. And Mystar is out. I'll see you guys for the next freaking video. Boy.